Avoid those 5 foods because they are dangerous and they might potentially kill you. Exclusively on Nutrition TV. Good morning guys, welcome on Nutrition TV. I'm Josie-K, your tropical nutrition expert since 11 years. And in this channel, we are bringing you updated information on the tropical nutrition, of course, on the health, but much more. We're trying to get deeper and to help you get rid on overweightness, big belly, solve the libido's problem, and in a global way, making you having a better eating habit and a better level of energy. So please subscribe to the channel, share the video around you if those themes are part of your priorities. So today, I don't want to shock you, but definitely what I'm going to share is just a reality. The 5 foods we are about to discover are potentially dangerous if you're not paying attention to 2-3 details, and this is definitely what we're going to do together. So the number 1 food we have to avoid, and which is dangerous or might potentially kill you, is the green potatoes. Please write down in comment green potatoes. As you can see on the picture, you have to understand, ladies and guys, that the green potatoes are extremely toxic, and the reason is simple. The green you are able to see on the green potatoes are basically 2 substances. First of all, the natural chlorophyll, which is not harmful, and the second is the solanine. Solanine, and this is also a word I would suggest to you to write down in comment because it should stay definitely in your mind. The solanine is a natural substance protecting the potato from any external attack. And every time that as a human being you're going to consume the green potatoes and exceed the tolerable amount by the human physiology, then you have high chances, to start experiencing nausea, difficulty to breathe, and many other side effects which might potentially reach to death, especially if you have consumed a very high quantity. So please, when you're peeling the potato or when you're looking forward to prepare a meal, make sure that if you have some green potatoes, or you put them completely aside, or you put them in your garden to grow, or you peel completely and you make sure that the final potato you're eating doesn't have this green part, which is basically solanine. So this is the first food that if you consume over a certain quantity, you might potentially have a serious health problem that might link to the death. So again, I would like to encourage you guys to share the video around you, to tag a friend, to tag a person who is really and deeply interested about tropical nutrition. He's gonna definitely like this content. The second food that I will encourage you to avoid, and this is very, very used in the African community, it's just the nutmeg. Please write in comment nutmeg. The nutmeg is a category of spices which is extremely used in the bakery, and particularly to make the chin-chin. If you've been eating some very tasty chin-chin, sometimes it has some nutmeg inside. So where is the problem in the nutmeg? The problem is not really in the nutmeg itself. The problem is definitely in the quantity of the nutmeg which is used. So did you know, for example, that if you eat the amount of 1 whole nutmeg, it is enough for you to have serious liver problem? It is enough for you to experience a lot of difficulty to breathe again, and which might cause you, to emergency and maybe to death. Have you ever heard about something like this? So please, if you like the smell or the taste of the nutmeg, remember always that it's good to just put a little quantity, and basically to not go over the half of a teaspoon, especially if it's just for 1 person. So the nutmeg is also potentially dangerous as far as you take it in very big quantity. And the addition information I would like to add to this is that the nutmeg is also very used in the medicine, which have some psychosis effects. So don't forget that also, because of this reason, it is very dangerous, and you have to pay extreme attention to the quantity you're using wherever you are taking it immediately in the milk, or maybe preparing some dishes with this. So please tag in the comment one person who likes so much using the nutmeg. He has to know that over a certain quantity it can be harmful for his health. The third food which can be potentially dangerous and you will be very shocked about, it's the red beans. The red beans, but much more, and more especially the uncooked or the red beans which are not cooked enough. You know, in some country in Africa right now there is a big struggle, and maybe also in Europe there are some struggles with the energy, and the purpose is to, you know, is to use as less as possible the energy, and some might find themselves cooking half the beans. So if you find yourself eating in a big quantity the uncooked or not cooked enough red beans, this is also a problem, because you will find inside the PHA compound, and the problem is that once it reach your body cells, and especially your red blood cells, you know, it just make the red blood cells like in a compound, you know, in a compound. And if this happen to a lot of your red blood cells, then you will not be able to breathe correctly, because the red blood cells are the oxygen transporter, and you might face some difficulties with your blood circulation, and this is how you can potentially find yourself in emergency and maybe reach it to the death if you're eating undercooked beans, if you're eating raw beans or not cooked enough beans. So this is the third dangerous food you really have to pay attention. Okay, the fourth dangerous food, it has to do with the cheap quality or the wrong quality or the very low quality meat, you know. And here I really want to pay your attention on this grounded meat. So low quality grounded meat, you know, a cheap quality grounded meat can be very dangerous for your health. First of all, because when we are speaking about cheap, it has to do with basically the condition where it was produced. And for many of those cheapest meat, the problem has to do with the hygiene. So if you find yourself eating this cheap grounded meat, and here you might find yourself swallowing a lot of microorganisms which are not good for your health, especially the E. coli, the Escherichia coli, or the Salmonella. And for those who don't know, if you're not able to get completely rid of those microorganisms, you might find yourself having some complication on your kidney, some complication on your liver, and in your global health. And this can be really a problem or an issue if you find yourself, you know, being invaded with all those microorganisms. So please, if you're looking forward to eat grounded meat, it's maybe better to buy the good meat yourself and to ground it yourself at home, or to make sure you only take the high quality possible. So this is for the fourth food we would like you to pay extremely attention before the consumption. And the fifth one, which is really harmful, I don't want to make you be discouraged, but I ought to tell you the truth. It's the non-bio wheat rice. The non-bio wheat rice, or the non-organic, let us say this way, the non-organic wheat rice is really a problem. And the main problem here has not to do with the wheat rice itself. No, it has to do with the places where this rice was cultivated. And basically the main information to keep in mind is that where the rice was cultivated is basically the place where it used to be grown up the cotton. And in this culture of the cotton, they were used a lot of arsenic. And basically in this process of growing up the cotton, the arsenic which was in the soil couldn't be removed after they decide, you know, to make the transition between the cotton and the rice. And that's why a lot of wheat rice, especially the non-organic one, has a higher level of arsenic. And you know, at a certain level, the arsenic is definitely harmful for the human health. So I will definitely encourage you to prioritize the organic rice, which has very low arsenic level, because basically the non-organic rice has 62 times more arsenic than the organic one, and you know how arsenic is harmful for the human health. So those are the 5 foods that I wanted to share with you and which are definitely and potentially dangerous. Please share the video around you and let know all your mates that the Nutrition TV has definitely his English version. I will also encourage you to go deeper with the tropical nutrition by getting on the Amazon the collection of the 9 books we have. And don't forget also to experience the difference with this Kid Detox Bio by Josie-K. It's basically a combination of 33 organic plants which are going to help you to lower down your stomach, to increase your weight loss, and to detoxify your body. Please make your order. Feel free to make your order to our representative. And until then, I will encourage you again to subscribe to the channel and feel free to make any suggestion regarding the topics that you're interested in, and it's with a big pleasure that we will be happy to make some content for you. It was Josie-K, your tropical nutrition expert with 11 years of experiences. Stay tuned to the channel and see you soon for another incredible content. Bye!